Yes, today I am here at the Newbridge Silverware Museum of Style Icons. We thought we'd come here because The Crown, it's about to be released. We're all obsessed with it. We're all obsessed with Princess Diana. And on display here are some of her most iconic looks. So we are going to speak with the publicist, Aileen O'Brien. How are you?
I'm very well and excited to be here chatting about Princess Diana.
Me too, me too. So we have a little bit of a style evolution here. So we're going to kick things off with this. This is the engagement blouse. So tell me all about it.
So this is famously called the engagement blouse because it was a portrait photograph taken by Lord Snowdon of Lady Diana Spencer as she was at the time. So the photograph was taken in 1980 for a piece by Vogue, which was called Up and Coming Beauty. But they weren't engaged at this time, so it was very fortuitous for Vogue and very fortuitous for the Emanuels, who are the designers behind this blouse.
Wow, and so that kind of sparked off the relationship, and those guys, they were fresh out of college.
Fresh out of college, and the fact that on this shoot for Vogue, she saw this blouse on a rail and grabbed it and thought, I really want to wear this. How lucky were they?
Wow, so lucky. So lucky, in fact, that they went on to then design her wedding dress.
Oh yes, this was an amazing story. I mean, the most photographed woman in the world, they were making her dress. So what we have here is the toile. This is the original and very last toile. So just to explain what a toile is like a dressmaker's equivalent of a working document.
Okay.
So if you're making a really, really expensive, beautiful dress, you don't want to make mistakes, you don't want to use that fabulous silk just in case. And of course, like all nervous brides, Princess Diana continued to lose weight right up to the wedding. She in fact lost up to 1.5 stone.
Wow. And she was so small to begin with. Wow, that is a lot.
Yeah.
It really is. And actually, you were visited here by the designers and they told you some interesting stories, didn't they?
Oh God, yeah. Elizabeth Manuel came here and she told us some stuff that we didn't know about. And that was the fact that the paparazzi, of course, had hired an apartment directly opposite their studio because they wanted to know what was the dress going to be like, what was the colours. They had long lenses and they had to actually put them off the scent and put fake swatches and different coloured threads into the bin.
Because they were searching through the bins.
They were searching through the bins.
Wow.
But she also told us a really good story on the day of the wedding itself. So she's wearing the actual dress. It's a 25-foot train, 10,000 pearls. They're sitting in Buckingham Palace getting hair and makeup done. She's with her bridesmaids. There isn't a word. They're all so nervous. But there's a television on in the corner really quietly. And the next thing, this ad comes on for the, you know, that one cornetto.
Yes, yeah.
And Princess Diana burst into song and they all fell around the place laughing, and that kind of broke the ice and
broke the tension of the morning, because it is a very intense one. I can only imagine. How many people watched the wedding?
700 million.
Wow. All eyes on her, and those eyes continue to follow her. So when she paid different countries, different visits to different countries, she liked to pay homage to those countries. And this dress here behind me is kind of the perfect example of that, isn't it?
Absolutely. This is a Catherine Walker dress, and this was what she wore on a state visit to India. So it's Mughal inspired. It's got thousands of sequins. It's handmade, hand sewn. The embroidery on this is amazing, and it was inspired by a little jewellery box. That's where the colours came from.
Wow.
And it's just beautiful. If you look at the sleeves, even the beautiful rhinestone detail.
She really was tiny. I mean, I'm not going to touch the dress, but like, look how small she was.
Yeah.
And I love the colours. She always chose bright colours, didn't she?
She did, yes. So she kind of broke the mould when it came to royal dressing. You know, she really cut a dash. She wasn't a trendsetter as such because she didn't follow trends. She sort of created her own style that people copied rather than a trend, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
She was a classic dresser and a really, really beautiful dresser. This, of course, was 1992 when she was photographed in front of the Taj Mahal on that same India visit, when everybody started to say, oh, the marriage is in trouble.
Yes.
And of course, later on in that year, the divorce was announced.
It was. And actually, so she's photographed in front of the Taj Mahal. Not in this dress, though. No, in a different
she was
outfit.
photographed in front of the Taj Mahal, and of course, everybody knows the Taj Mahal is a monument to long-lost love.
Wow.
And she looked really sad, and she was very downcast, and the way she did that eye, this drop-down eye look, everybody thought, oh gosh, she looks really, really sad.
Yeah.
And that was sort of that start of the rumours really, really going into overdrive.
Wow. I mean, she's such an interesting person because she really did use fashion and colour and texture to communicate with people. I heard that she would wear velvet when going to visit the blind so that when they touched her, they'd feel that kind of soft, welcoming touch.
Yeah, absolutely. She was very empathetic. She was very I suppose, just really had a way with people, and obviously the people of Princess, of people's hearts, and she continues to be the most beloved 25 years after her passing.
She really does. Now we're moving on now, so we noticed that there was a rocky marriage, and then of course the divorce is announced, and this is the revenge dress, and this is the actual revenge dress right here in front of me. It's just stunning. The details, when you can actually see it up close, are incredible.
Yes, so this dress, the so-called revenge dress, was designed by Christina Stambolian, and she wore the dress in 1994 at an event at the Serpentine Gallery. That very, very night, Charles was doing an interview with BBC where he was admitting his infidelity with Camilla. And of course, Diana got wind of this, and she thought, do you know what, I'm not going to be like a victim. She was supposed to wear a Valentino dress for that particular night, but she decided to go with this. And she had it for a while, but she thought it was just too risque. So when she got out of that car with the long legs and the split up the side, the press went wild. And the following day, every single newspaper in the world had pictures of Princess Diana.
She's plastered. She was literally like a supermodel, and she looked devastatingly beautiful in this dress. I mean, the perfect revenge, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. This is what you're missing, Charles.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. It really, really is. And I mean, you've got beautiful outfits from so many different style icons here in the Newbridge Silverware Museum of Icons. So who else can we see?
Oh gosh, there's Marilyn Monroe here. There's Audrey Hepburn. There's Kim Kardashian.
Wow.
There's Angelina Jolie.
Elvis Presley.
Elvis.
The Beatles.
Yes.
The list goes on.
Oh, the list goes on. And quite often as well, we have visiting exhibitions as well. So we have permanent displays and visiting ones. So pop in anytime. We're open 7 days a week.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Aileen O'Brien. So there you have it. A closer look at some of the most iconic looks from Princess Diana. Back to you guys.